Long before Europe became a continent of glittering capitals and modern skylines, another world took shape, one built from fortress walls, monastery shadows, and villages carved into the fabric of time itself. Across mountains, river valleys, and forgotten trade routes, these medieval towns still stand, untouched by centuries, anchored in tradition, and glowing with stories that refuse to fade. Some whisper of kingdoms that rose and vanished. Others guard ancient rituals, market squares, and stone pathways polished by countless generations. Picture lantern-lit alleys curling past timbered houses, the aroma of hearth-baked bread drifting through morning fog, and watchtowers that once signaled danger, now watching over peaceful fields. Hear the distant clang of metal, the murmured bargains between merchants, and the quiet hum of a life shaped by craft, faith, and survival. Here, Gothic cathedrals rise like carved mountains, medieval walls still grip their perimeters, and every doorway seems to open into a legend. What secrets lie behind these ramparts? What stories linger in the echoes of these ancient streets? This journey is an invitation into the heart of Europe's past, into towns where time slows, memory deepens, and history still walks beside you. Welcome to medieval towns and villages in Europe, a world suspended between myth and memory. Dubrovnik, Croatia. Pressed between the glittering Adriatic and a spine of rugged coastal cliffs, Dubrovnik reveals itself not as a city you simply arrive at, but as a frontier where sea, stone, and centuries of human intent collide. What was once the independent Republic of Ragusa grew from these shores, a society that defended its autonomy with towering walls, cultivated diplomacy with precision, and expressed its confidence through Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque forms that still shape the skyline. Inside the old town, the city seems to breathe in patterns of its own. Footsteps echo along polished limestone, fishermen barter beside ancient arches, and the weight of history settles gently into every courtyard. Here, the Mediterranean climate is not merely a backdrop but an influence, shaping the rhythm of daily life, softening winter light, sharpening summer horizons, and giving the city's stones their unmistakable golden glow. From the windswept summit of Mount Surge to the fortress-like pathways along the sea walls, Dubrovnik offers vantage points that do more than impress. They reinterpret the entire coastline with each shift of sun and shadow. Local cuisine mirrors this interplay of elements, with cuttlefish ink casting the sea into black risotto, fresh herbs brightening grilled fish, and Dalmatian wines carrying the mineral memory of the surrounding karst landscape. And when all these layers converge, the maritime past, the lived present, the luminous geography, Dubrovnik becomes less a medieval relic and more a living threshold, inviting travelers to witness the dialogue between culture and coast, where time never quite comes to rest. Visby, Sweden. Set on the remote island of Gotland, surrounded by the restless winds of the Baltic Sea, Visby emerges like a medieval mirage, an ancient city where Nordic legends and real history appear to blur beneath rose-covered stone walls. Once a thriving powerhouse of the Hanseatic League, its towering fortifications, ghostly church ruins, and labyrinth of cobblestone lanes read like chapters from a maritime empire shaped by merchants, sailors, and centuries of cultural exchange. Each summer, the town transforms during Medieval Week, when knights on horseback charge through the streets, market stalls spill with crafts and music, and the entire city becomes a vivid reenactment of Scandinavia's storied past. With a temperate maritime climate, Visby shifts dramatically through the seasons, offering sunlit, salt-scented summers, perfect for wandering its hidden alleys, and long, austere winters that cloak the old ruins in a haunting, ethereal silence. Travelers can follow the curve of the iconic Ringmorn, uncover Viking relics inside the Gotland Museum, or simply linger by the harbor where fishing boats, seabirds, and whispers of ancient seafarers still shape the rhythm of daily life. Local cuisine tells its own story. Slow-roasted Gotlandic lamb seasoned with island herbs, fragrant saffron pancakes, and freshly caught Baltic fish all highlight a food culture grounded in survival, tradition, and a deep intimacy with the sea. Blending medieval drama with modern Nordic charm, Visby offers a rare journey through time, captivating historians, nature lovers, and food travelers alike, and rewarding those who dare to explore its quiet mysteries. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Mostar does not reveal itself all at once. It appears gradually, like a city pieced together from light, stone, and the quiet persistence of centuries. Above the cool green ribbon of the Neretva, starry Most rises in a single unbroken arc, its form shaped by Ottoman hands, yet weathered by every chapter of Balkan history that followed. In the old quarters, the rhythm slows, minarets etched against the sky, hammered copper glinting in market stalls, and cobblestones worn smooth by merchants, pilgrims, and storytellers long gone. The city moves to a Mediterranean cadence, sun-drenched days, gentle winters, and a stillness that softens even the busiest corners. Beyond its edges, the land becomes wilder. Kravitz Falls thunders through a curtain of mist, and the long-standing tradition of bridge diving turns bravery into a ritual carried from one generation to the next. As twilight gathers, the valley fills with warm amber light, casting the bridge, the river, and the scattered rooftops into a scene that feels suspended outside of time. In the old bazaar, artisans continue the work of their ancestors, and the aroma of thick Bosnian coffee curls through alleyways that seem to breathe with memory. And on the table, dishes like cevapi and hand-rolled burek reveal another side of Mostar, one told through flavor, memory, and the hospitality woven into everyday life. Brno, Czech Republic. Brno has always been more than a city. It is a living archive of South Moravia, where the footsteps of merchants, students, and artists echo across a millennium of human endeavor. Spilberg Castle and the Cathedral of St. Peter and St. Paul stand as enduring symbols, their walls and spires recording centuries of political intrigue, faith, and civic ambition. The city's streets pulse with history. Gothic facades meet Baroque elegance, while hidden courtyards and alleyways reveal layers of daily life preserved through time. Zelny Tir, one of Brno's oldest marketplaces, remains a hub of human connection, where farmers, craftsmen, and residents continue the rhythms of commerce that have defined the city for generations. Brno's underground labyrinths offer a glimpse into the ingenuity and resourcefulness of past communities, a subterranean mirror of the culture that thrives above ground. Culinary traditions tell their own story. Moravian wines matured over centuries, and hearty Czech dishes like svíčková reflect a people rooted in both the land and their shared history. Festivals such as Ignis Brunensis illuminate the city with contemporary energy, proving that Brno's culture is alive, evolving, and inseparable from its medieval origins. Here, history is not confined to monuments. It is lived in every square, market, and table, making Brno a city where the past and present meet in vibrant dialogue. Siena, Italy. Where the Tuscan landscape folds into quiet, ancient contours, Siena emerges, a city whose every stone seems to carry the memory of centuries of human ambition and belief. Celebrated for its distinguished Gothic architecture, Siena once rose as Florence's formidable rival, strengthened by merchant power, political determination, and an artistic legacy that shaped the medieval world. At its center lies the remarkable Piazza del Campo, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where the centuries-old Palio horse race erupts twice a year, revealing traditions that still bind the city's historic districts with unwavering pride. Its Mediterranean climate guides the rhythm of local life, with sun-drenched summers fostering vibrant movement and gentle winter rains, lending a reflective stillness to its ancient streets. Within the Siena Cathedral, sweeping marble patterns and masterpieces by Michelangelo and Donatello converge, forming a monumental testament to the spiritual and artistic aspirations of its people. As travelers navigate its labyrinth of narrow alleys, they encounter intimate cafes and artisan workshops where long-standing crafts continue to define the city's cultural identity. Siena's culinary traditions further illuminate its character, offering ricciarelli almond pastries, hearty wild boar stews, and hand-rolled pizzi pasta that echo the rustic flavors of the Tuscan countryside. Together, these layers of architecture, ritual, and inherited memory create a rare urban tapestry, preserving Siena as one of Europe's most evocative windows into the medieval past. For those seeking to understand the deeper essence of Tuscany, Siena offers more than a destination. It offers immersion, a place where history lingers not just in monuments, but in the very rhythm of daily life. Trakai, Lithuania. Some towns protect their history with museums. Trakai protects its own with an island castle anchored in the middle of a mirror-bright northern lake. From this unlikely sanctuary of water and stone, the Grand Duchy of Lithuania once managed its growing power, using Trakai's strategic waterways as both shield and lifeline. Its identity deepened over centuries as Lithuanian nobles, Polish settlers, Jewish communities, and the Karaim people all found a place here, leaving behind traditions that still pulse through the town's markets, homes, and rituals. The shifting seasons transform Trakai's atmosphere. Summers glow with long daylight that dances across the lakes, while winters turn the region into a crystalline landscape where the past seems almost audible. Visitors can trace old merchant paths through pine forests, glide across Lake Galve toward the fortress that rises like a story told in brick, or step into castle chambers that echo with centuries of political ambition. Its culinary heritage adds a human warmth to the experience, most notably in the Karaim kibinai, flaky, handcrafted pastries whose recipes survive through family memory rather than written record. Stand along the lakeshore at dusk, and Trakai reveals its true character. A place where water reflects not only the sky, but also the layered histories of the people who shaped it. More than a medieval settlement, it is a living threshold between cultures and eras, inviting travelers to witness a past that still moves quietly across its shimmering surface. Bern, Switzerland. Some cities preserve their past in museums. Bern lives its history in every cobblestone arcaded street and the steady chime of the Zittglogge clock tower. Perched beside the winding Air River, The medieval Old Town tells stories of merchants, artisans, and rulers who shaped Switzerland's political and cultural identity for centuries. Founded in the 12th century, its sandstone facades and narrow lanes remain remarkably intact, allowing visitors to walk through a city where the past and present coexist seamlessly. Covered arcades shelter markets that have been active for generations, while hidden courtyards in the bare park reveal the everyday lives of locals through centuries of tradition. Bern's cultural heartbeat is alive in theaters, museums, and seasonal festivals, where music, folk dances, and historical reenactments connect visitors to the city's enduring heritage. Local cuisine carries history on every plate. Crispy roasty, creamy fondue, and the world-famous Toblerone chocolate tell stories of innovation rooted in tradition. Despite being Switzerland's political hub, the city moves at a human pace, its riverside walks, cafes, and squares allowing travelers to sense the rhythms of generations past and present. For those who wander its streets or watch sunsets over the Aare, Bern becomes more than a destination. It is a living museum of culture, history, and human stories waiting to be discovered. York, England. York stands as one of northern England's most enduring cultural strongholds, a city where nearly 2,000 years of history converge in a landscape shaped by empire, religion, and relentless reinvention. Founded as a Roman fortress and later transformed by the Vikings into a thriving Norse hub, York retains their imprint in its fortified walls, its winding medieval passages, and the monumental silhouette of York Minster, whose Gothic stonework commands the skyline with quiet authority. A temperate marine climate lends the city a distinct atmosphere, soft summer light illuminating its facades, gentle winter rains settling into courtyards, and shifting skies that deepen the texture of its historical setting. A walk along the ancient ramparts reveals rooftops layered in time, while the Shambles, one of Europe's best-preserved medieval streets, opens a window into the rhythms of urban life centuries ago. The The Jorvik Viking Center heightens this sense of continuity, reconstructing York's Norse past through archaeological detail, sensory immersion, and a narrative grounded in meticulous research. As night falls, the city's quieter corners give rise to stories of hauntings and forgotten tragedies, carried through long-standing ghost tours that explore York's more enigmatic chapters. Culinary traditions add another dimension, the comforting richness of Yorkshire pudding or the refined ritual of afternoon tea at Betty's, each reflecting regional heritage and careful craft. And long after the visit ends, York remains vivid, not simply as a collection of medieval relics, but as a place where the past is not preserved behind glass. It is lived, layered, and continually unfolding. Wells, England. Few cities in England feel as alive with history as Wells, where the past is not confined to walls or museums, but flows through cobbled streets, spires, and gardens tended for centuries. Set amidst Somerset's rolling hills, the city exudes a quiet charm, blending the rhythms of village life with the grandeur of medieval architecture. Wells Cathedral rises like a sentinel over the town, its Gothic towers and sculpted facades a testament to human devotion, artistry, and the civic pride of generations past. The Bishop's Palace and its reflective moat, alongside the ancient Vicar's Close, reveal the intimate spaces where clergy, artisans, and townsfolk have lived, worked, and celebrated through time. Markets pulse with life, offering local produce, crafts, and exchanges that connect visitors directly to the traditions and rhythms of this enduring community. Culinary heritage adds another layer of experience. Somerset's cider, creamy cheddar, and handcrafted pastries tell stories of land, labor, and local ingenuity. Mild summers invite leisurely exploration, while winters cloak the city in mist and frost, enhancing the sense that Wells is a place out of time, yet very much alive. For travelers seeking history, culture, and the human stories that animate them, Wells is more than a destination. It is an intimate encounter with medieval England as it continues to live and breathe today. Bratislava, Slovakia. Bratislava's streets whisper the stories of monarchs, traders, and artisans, a city where history is carried not in books, but in the footsteps of its people. From the commanding heights of Bratislava Castle, generations have looked out over the Danube, shaping the city's politics, commerce, and culture for centuries. The Old Town is a living mosaic, narrow alleys lined with Baroque facades, vibrant squares where markets still pulse, and churches that preserve the faith and artistry of past eras. Here, Hungarian, Austrian, and Slavic influences meet not as relics, but as living traditions reflected in festivals, daily rituals, and the rhythms of urban life. Summers invite residents and visitors alike to gather along the riverfront and in open-air markets, while winter wraps the city in a warm glow of lanterns, cafes, and shared stories. Climb the UFO Tower or pass through Michael's Gate, and you feel the connection between past and present, a city where history is performed daily by those who live within it. Slovak cuisine speaks of place and people. Hearty kapustnica, potato-filled laksha, and locally produced wines are as much a part of the city's identity as its walls and rooftops. Bratislava is not just a destination. It is a city inhabited by memory, culture, and life, inviting travelers to experience history as something lived, shared, and still unfolding today. Vilnius, Lithuania. Vilnius is a city where history lives in its people, streets, and spires, each alley echoing centuries of trade, faith, and cultural exchange. At the nexus of Eastern and Western Europe, the UNESCO-listed Old Town stands as one of the continent's most exquisitely preserved medieval centers, its winding alleys and Baroque facades narrating the passage of time with elegance. Gediminas Castle rises above the city like a vigilant guardian, its towers witnessing generations of rulers, scholars, and artisans who molded Vilnius into a hub of politics, learning, and artistry. Pili Street and hidden courtyards resonate with human stories. Artisans, merchants, and students maintain rhythms that have endured for centuries, connecting past and present with understated continuity. The city's humid continental climate accentuates its charm. Warm, luminous summers invite leisurely exploration, while crisp autumnal air illuminates the intricate textures of its architecture. Culinary traditions offer a window into the soul of Vilnius. Chilled beetroot soup, šaltibarščiai, tender cepelinai, and artisanal pastries reflect a people attuned to both craft and heritage. As dusk descends, the city transforms into a vibrant stage for festivals, music, and art, where medieval roots coexist seamlessly with contemporary cultural expression. Vilnius is more than a destination. It is an immersive encounter with living history, where architecture, cuisine, and the enduring presence of its people converge to create an unforgettable European experience. Rothenburg ob der Tauber, Germany. Time seems to pause in Rothenburg ob der Tauber, where cobblestone streets wind beneath half-timbered houses and every corner hums with centuries of human stories. The town rose to prominence in the 12th century as a bustling commercial center, its walls and towers standing as enduring witnesses to trade, craftsmanship, and civic pride. Walking along the ancient ramparts, visitors encounter the voices of history, guarded legends, medieval festivals, and the footsteps of townsfolk who have kept traditions alive for generations. The market square, the iconic Plön line, and the illuminated lanes during the Night Watchman tour reveal a living culture where architecture, community, and storytelling intertwine seamlessly. Rothenburg's culinary treasures, Schneeballen, hearty regional fare, and locally brewed drinks allow travelers to taste the land and the centuries of craft that define this village. Here, the Middle Ages are not confined to stone. They are lived through people, flavor, and experience, making Rothenburg a rare place where history, culture, and daily life converge in vivid harmony. Riquevier, France. Riquevier is a village where history is lived, not merely observed, through the work, festivals, and traditions of its people who have maintained its heritage for centuries. Its medieval walls and half-timbered homes reflect centuries of Alsace craftsmanship, trade, and communal life, offering visitors a window into the rhythms of a community shaped by generations. Markets continue to pulse with life, where local farmers, artisans, and vintners keep centuries-old practices alive, offering fresh produce, handcrafted goods, and wines that tell the story of the land and its people. The Dolder Tower, a 13th-century watchtower, provides panoramic views over the vineyards and colorful streets below, evoking the vigilance of guards in the bustling trade of Riquevier's past. Narrow lanes invite exploration, revealing cafes, artisan shops, and small squares where locals continue the rituals and celebrations that have bound the community through generations. Culinary traditions offer a tangible taste of heritage. Choucroute garni, tarte flambée, and world-famous Rieslings speak of families, terroir, and a culture in which food is inseparable from identity. Seasonal changes enhance the village's charm. Summers invite leisurely strolls through sunlit vineyards, while winters transform Riquevier into a festive wonderland, with its Christmas market bringing centuries-old traditions vividly to life. In Riquevier, travelers do more than admire medieval architecture. They immerse themselves in the rhythms, flavors, and stories of a community that has been lovingly preserved through time. Bergen, Norway. Bergen's identity has been shaped for nearly a millennium by the people who worked its harbor, climbed its hills, and built a culture defined by resilience and maritime ambition. Bergen's weathered wooden buildings, once the bustling headquarters of Hanseatic traders, still echo with the voices of merchants, craftsmen, and sailors whose livelihoods depended on these narrow alleys. Mist drifting over the fjords gives the city a contemplative mood, mirroring the quiet endurance of generations who lived with the rhythm of tides, storms, and seasonal change. Exploring sites like the Rosencrantz Tower or joining a guided heritage walk reveals how Bergen's strategic location shaped both its political power and its community life. Along the waterfront, fishmongers, chefs, and families continue traditions built on the sea, serving salmon, king crab, and the comforting Bergen fish soup that reflects centuries of coastal living. Creativity runs deep here. Born in Bergen, composer Edvard Grieg drew inspiration from this dramatic landscape. And today, the city continues to nurture artists, musicians, and storytellers. More than a picturesque port, Bergen offers an intimate encounter with Norway's cultural soul, where history is carried not only in architecture, but in the daily rhythms and shared heritage of its people. Orvieto, Italy. Perched atop a volcanic plateau, Orvieto commands the landscape like a sentinel of history, its streets and piazzas bearing witness to millennia of human ambition and artistry. From its Etruscan foundations to medieval fortifications, every stone, archway, and subterranean tunnel tells stories of civilizations that shaped the town's enduring character. The Duomo di Orvieto soars above the city, its Gothic and Romanesque architecture adorned with frescoes and mosaics that speak of devotion, craftsmanship, and civic pride. Summer sunlight casts a golden glow over cobbled lanes and vineyards, while crisp autumn air heightens the colors and textures of the ancient walls and rooftops. Beneath the city, labyrinthine caves and former wine cellars reveal the ingenuity and daily lives of past residents, allowing visitors to walk in the footsteps of generations. Orvieto's culinary treasures, truffle-infused dishes, wild boar ragu, and the crisp Orvieto Classico wine connect the palate to the land, climate, and centuries of local tradition. The town hums with culture. Artisan workshop, bustling cafes, and seasonal festivals celebrate a heritage that remains alive, vibrant, and deeply intertwined with daily life. Orvieto is not just a place to see, it is a place to inhabit, where history, culture, cuisine, and human stories converge, leaving every visitor immersed in the timeless soul of Italy. Český Krumlov, Czech Republic. Some towns look historic. Český Krumlov feels enchanted, unfolding like a living fairy tale carved into the bends of the Vltava River. Founded in the 13th century and now safeguarded as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the town is crowned by a sprawling castle complex that has shaped the lives, politics, and culture of South Bohemia for centuries. Its perfectly preserved Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque streets form a rare architectural timeline, created not only by nobles, but by generations of craftsmen and residents who kept tradition alive. The temperate climate adds layers of atmosphere. Winters turn the town into a snow-covered dreamscape, while sunlit summers fill courtyards and riverbanks with life and exploration. Travelers can seek out panoramic viewpoints, paddle along the Vltava, or wander cobblestone alleys where local artisans still practice age-old crafts. Czech favorites like cinnamon-kissed trdelník and creamy svíčková bring the region's culinary heritage to the forefront, offering flavors shaped by centuries of Bohemian tradition. Art festivals, intimate galleries, and lively neighborhood pubs ensure the cultural pulse of the town never fades, even within its medieval silhouette. For anyone drawn to stories, beauty, or adventure, Český Krumlov offers more than a destination. It's a rare chance to step inside a world where history and magic remain inseparably intertwined. Lucca, Italy. Encircled by towering Renaissance walls, Lucca emerges as a rare urban time capsule, an Italian city where centuries of human story remain remarkably intact. First shaped by the Etruscans and later reorganized under Roman influence, its cathedrals, medieval towers, and spacious piazzas reveal a continuity of life that few European cities have preserved so fully. A mild Mediterranean climate sustains the rhythms of daily activity here, allowing culture, community, and tradition to flourish throughout the year. Walking or cycling atop the broad city walls provides a vantage point once used for surveillance and defense, now offering sweeping perspectives into Lucca's historic core. Within the maze of narrow lanes, visitors encounter enduring landmarks like Piazza dell'Anfiteatro, an architectural imprint of the Roman amphitheater that once anchored communal life. As the birthplace of composer Giacomo Puccini, Lucca remains deeply intertwined with the arts, its churches and squares echoing with music that bridges past and present. Local cuisine, tortelli lucchese filled with spiced pork, paired with robust Tuscan wine, expresses a food culture shaped by fertile land and centuries of rural tradition. In Lucca, history, artistry, and human presence converge, offering travelers an intimate look at how an ancient city can survive, adapt, and continue to thrive through time. Segovia, Spain. Segovia is a city where history is alive, woven into every street, plaza, and stone that has witnessed nearly 2 millennia of human endeavor. The Roman aqueduct, a monumental feat of engineering, towers above the city, symbolizing Segovia's enduring role as a hub of civilization since antiquity. The Alcazar, with its soaring turrets and vaulted halls, embodies centuries of royal ambition, military strategy, and the cultural achievements of medieval Spain. Walking through the old town, visitors encounter artisans preserving centuries-old crafts, bustling markets, and cafes where culinary traditions continue to link the present with the past. Cobblestone alleys, historic squares, and hidden courtyards reveal the daily rhythms of generations, reflecting a city that has been shaped by monarchs, merchants, and local communities alike. Culinary heritage offers a tangible taste of history. Cochinillo asado, freshly baked pastries, and regional wines carry the flavors of a land cultivated and celebrated for centuries. From the city walls to panoramic viewpoints, each step tells a story of Segovia's evolution, blending architecture, landscape, and the human spirit in a vivid historical tapestry. Segovia is more than a destination. It is an immersive journey through Spain's medieval past, where history, culture, and daily life converge in timeless harmony. Kilkenny, Ireland. Kilkenny stands at the heart of Ireland's ancient East, as a town shaped not only by its medieval walls, but by the generations who have lived, built, and celebrated within them. St. Canice's Cathedral and Kilkenny Castle rise as enduring witnesses to the city's formative centuries, reflecting the religious devotion, political ambition, and craftsmanship that defined medieval Ireland. Cultural life thrives through the people, artists, musicians, storytellers, and makers who sustain traditions passed down through families and festivals that animate the town year after year. Its cool summers and mist-filled winters enhance the atmosphere, allowing visitors to experience Kilkenny in the same climate that shaped everyday life for centuries. Wandering its cobblestone streets reveals hidden passageways, local workshops, and riverside paths where the community's relationship with the River Nore becomes clear. Those seeking deeper cultural immersion can explore the Kilkenny hurling way, learning a sport that has been a cornerstone of Irish identity for thousands of years. Local flavors, from hearty stews and fresh farm produce to craft beers brewed with regional pride, tell their own story of land, labor, and tradition. In Kilkenny, history is not merely preserved, it lives in its people, its festivals, and its everyday rhythms, offering travelers an authentic encounter with Ireland's enduring medieval spirit. Monsaraz, Portugal. History doesn't just linger in Monsaraz. It rises with the wind, sweeping across the hilltop village as if carrying the voices of the civilizations that once claimed it. Its whitewashed houses and narrow cobblestone passages reflect centuries of Roman engineering, Moorish artistry, and Portuguese knighthood woven into the very texture of daily life. From the castle's stone battlements, once a front line of shifting empires, visitors can feel the weight of decisions, battles, and alliances that shaped Portugal's early identity. Wandering through the village reveals artisans who still practice Alentejo craftsmanship, families who guard ancestral customs, and quiet courtyards where community stories continue to unfold. The Mediterranean climate reinforces these rhythms. Summer sunlight sharpens the contrast of stone and lime, while winter brings a gentle stillness that deepens the town's timeless aura. Regional flavors such as herb-rich Itzorda, tender black pork, and soulful Alentejo wines embody a cuisine born from the land and perfected across generations. And as dusk settles over the Alcava horizon, Montserrat becomes more than a medieval village. It becomes a living chronicle where landscape, memory, and human presence merge into something profoundly enduring.